Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Hybrid Movies, episode 59. I'm your host, as always, Nick, and I am joined by Michael.
How's it going, everyone? Glad to be back on another episode of Hybrid Movies.
And we got James.
Hi, Diddley-O neighborinos. So good to be back.
Yeah, speaking of another kind of popular IP that still has yet to actually get a freaking movie made, that's been in development hell for like ever, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. So recently we heard about Sony hiring new writers to pen a new draft of the script with the same directors, which are the Nee brothers that we last heard about, I think in like 2018 actually, like early last year. And the one thing that's interesting to me about this announcement is that Mattel is still partnering with Sony for the film, because the last we had heard about Barbie, He-Man, all that, is that the rights had lapsed back to Mattel by the end of the last year, and they actually set up their own studio, kind of like how Hasbro has like a Hasbro film division, and they like partner with Paramount. Mm-hmm. We recently heard about Mattel partnering with Warner Brothers to make the Barbie movie with Margot Robbie, so that's actually happening finally, but for some reason they're just keeping He-Man at Sony, and that kind of worries me, because Sony is not good.
Well, they had that one home run out of the park with Spider-Verse,
and apparently Jumanji was good too, right? So
yeah, I thought Jumanji was pretty solid.
So and also with this announcement, the He-Man, the new writers team is the guys that wrote the draft of Men in Black International that actually got filmed. So they wrote that draft, they wrote the first Iron Man movie, and then they also wrote Transformers: The Last Knight. So,
mixed bag right there.
Yeah, their work seems to very much depend on who's directing their movie. Because, yikes. I don't know, James, what do you think about this, though? He-Man has had, it's been at Sony since 2009, and they still have yet to get anything done for it.
I mean, last I checked, when I looked on IMDb, it said it's supposed to come out December of this year.
Yeah.
And
I think that's not happening, I think, but
I mean, I don't know, because I was never really that into He-Man in the first place. I didn't really watch the show, never had any of the toys. I'm not sure, but yeah, the fact that it's been on, they've held the rights for this for what's been 10 years now.
Yeah, since 2009, because originally the He-Man rights were actually at Warner Brothers. That's when the script famously got written by Justin Marks called Grayskull, I think.
Well, wasn't Goyer attached to the movie at one point? Did we say?
Yeah, he was attached. He was actually going to... they wanted him to direct it, because I think they were just kind of running out of options. They're like, alright, just direct this movie. Then he dropped out. So, man... And then they got the Nee brothers, so I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Nee brothers, but from what I've read, they do kind of indie movies and documentaries, so they have a very much comedic tone with their stuff, but they are fans of He-Man, they've confirmed that, talked about it on Twitter and stuff, so
Well, you bring up you bring up that one word, tone. What's the tone of this He-Man movie gonna be?
Yeah, we don't know. I have a feeling, since they got the Men in Black guys to write it, it is going to have a kind of Thor Ragnarok feel or some shit.
Well, if they can make why the heck am I blanking on his name? Hold on.
Skeletor?
Thank you. Why did it take me so?
I was thinking of an actor, and I'm like, who is it? Who are you trying to get?
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh.
No, my brain's just not working today. But yeah, no, if you make Skeletor, as ridiculous and cartoony, as he was in the cartoon in this movie, I'd be down for that.
Mm-hmm.
Channing Tatum as He-Man, make a 21 Jump Street-esque He-Man movie with a flair of Thor Ragnarok. Get the nostalgia in there. Get Andy Serkis as Skeletor. Boom, we got $1 billion franchise.
Make it work, Sony.
No, don't. Don't make that work. No, I don't want Channing Tatum as He-Man. I don't even know who could play He-Man. I mean, your thoughts jump to Chris Hemsworth, I guess, just because he kind of looks like him and stuff, and he's played Thor, which is similar, but I really don't know where they could take this movie. I always wanted to see a Masters of the Universe movie because I think it's such a cool property, and I had all the toys when I was growing up and stuff, but I just don't really trust Sony to do a good job with it. But I don't know. Michael, any thoughts on... Are you familiar with He-Man? What do you think about Sony doing it?
I mean, I dabbled around with He-Man a little bit, like growing up scarcely, but not very familiar. I think it's one of those franchises, just purely off nostalgia, could come back and maybe have a resurgence to some capacity. But they would have to, I feel like, get some sort of a good tone where it's like there's got a bit of comedy, like you're mentioning, mixed with a lot of those out there elements. I mean, I know a lot of the new generation know from the meme of like the "Hey Ya" meme.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's some interest in the younger generation. If they make like an adventure story too, I think it could catch on, like you were saying.
So I don't know. We will keep you updated on what happens with He-Man, obviously. But I'm not gonna hold my breath because I swear over the past like 6 years or something, like it's just gone through like draft after draft. I mean, I remember like reading Christopher Yost wrote like a version of it too. He did like Thor and some other X-Men TV shows or something. Yeah,
I swear we talked about He-Man potentially coming back like on 2 other episodes in the past like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just talk about it. I don't know. It's kind of like the Akira movie. Every couple years they write a new draft of the script, but they just never make it. It's like,
yeah. Well, yeah. With Akira, maybe they're trying to avoid another Ghost in the Shell situation.
But supposedly the early buzz from Alita Battle Angel is that it's actually good.
Oh, good.
So I was surprised by that because I remember even the Collider guys, like Collider Steve Weintraub, was like, "It's such a surprise. Everything's great." I'm like, "What? Okay." So,
fingers crossed. If He-Man does come out, it doesn't pull a gem in the holograms.
Oh God.
I didn't even know the budget for that movie was $5 million.
Did that even make money?
Dude, it made 2.5.
Yeah, see that.
And if He-Man does do well, we can get a She-Ra movie.
It'll be sad if the Barbie movie ends up like outgrossing He-Man. You know, another Mattel property they actually have access to Dino Riders. I didn't know that.
Dino Riders.
You know what? I'm actually not. I never grew up with Dino Riders. Like I wasn't very familiar with them.
Or Hot Wheels, they have that too. They can make a movie on that.
Oh, Hot Wheels could be legit, dude.
But how would you make it? Is it like, it's not Fast and Furious? It's
They could make it like Speed Racer.
You make it either Speed Racer. I don't know, because then you don't make the cars talk. Obviously, you would maybe go a generic story, but just focus on these hot rods going through like.
Wasn't there didn't Hot Wheels have like some straight to DVD animated movies like Acceleracers or something or?
I think so.
I think it would work as like a Fast and Furious on steroids and just have extremely like out there, almost like Ready Player One-esque visuals and tracks.
Yeah,
I think that could be kind of fun.
Because wasn't Hot Wheel all about like having unique like tracks to race on and stuff?
Yeah, it was all about that, and then they got into like just a bunch of crazy shit.
So that's the whole gimmick of it. You make it like some weird like world that they're in where they gotta race on these crazy tracks with stuff, and man, that could be $1 billion movie with China alone.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how big Hot Wheels is in China.
I don't even know. This is the Hot Wheels chat, actually. I don't know how popular it is nowadays. Obviously, I'm not.
Post your thoughts. Post your comment. What do you think of Hot Wheels? You still collect Hot Wheels, guys? I don't know.
Beat that.
And I think that's going to wrap up the episode. I think we got through all of our topics. So, again, if you guys want to hear us answer your questions on the show, you can drop them below with the hashtag AskHybridMovies on YouTube or Twitter or SoundCloud. Where can people find you all on social media? Michael, where can they check you out at?
Yeah, you can follow me over on my Twitter, Instagram, or my YouTube channel at FailWhale34. That's fail as in failing and whale as the mammal plus 34 because Paul Pierce is the GOAT.
Fail whale, the mammal. And James, where can they find you at?
Well, they can find me on Twitter at Hair Beverage, and I'm kind of dabbling in possibly getting an Instagram.
Ooh,
okay.
Possibly, but we'll have to stand by on that, see where that goes.
If you guys want to follow me to talk to me about movies and stuff, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at who's underscore Nick rather. I don't use Instagram too much though; it's very sparse. Just hit me up on Twitter if you want to talk. But that is going to end the episode. This has been episode 59. We'll see you guys next time.